So this week, I wanted to do a little bit of a win and a fail. Last night, I was checking out my YouTube dashboard and noticed I was at 9,999 subscribers. So I turned on the screen recording, and just as I did that, my youngest came in and saw the screen and said, "Hey Dad, you're at 9,999 subscribers. I'll be right back." He runs downstairs and 2 or 3 minutes later switches over to 10,000, and I got the recording of it. Thought that was pretty neat. And a couple minutes later, he comes back up and he goes, "Dad, I'm your 10,000 subscriber." It's kind of fun. Anyway, that's not a huge number compared to a lot of channels out there, but it's still kind of cool. I think I started this channel, I want to say in 2009. I originally started actually on blip.tv, if you remember that, before YouTube. And it's been kind of a on again, off again thing with varying degrees of dedication and consistency. If you were to look back through my list of videos, which I think I'm at 100 videos now, there will be times where it's like every 2 weeks or every week there's a video, and then you go like 8 months or something with that one. In fact, all of 2021, no videos. Most of this year, no videos. I think the first one I did this year was at the end of August or something like that. Most of 2020, I don't think I really had any there either. But now that I'm in the new shop, still not all the way set up and organized, as you can see. But now that I'm in the new shop, and because this shop is a little more conducive to filming, I figured I'm gonna start giving this a go again, just because I have fun doing it. Whether it ever becomes a big channel or not doesn't really matter. I have fun showing the stuff I make. And that actually brings us to this week's fail, which is this. I was gonna call it a coin wallet, because a coin purse just doesn't seem like something somebody that looks like me should have. But it did seem like a good project to start learning to sew. And as I mentioned last week, that's something I've been wanting to do. I've picked up a couple sewing machines over the last few years, different types for different things. And you'll see a lot more of those coming up. And so the last week or two, I've been watching lots of sewing videos, trying to get tips for that specific machine, different techniques that kind of apply to everything and all of that. And there was a video I came across, I forget the channel's name, but I'll post a link to it. And it was about making coin purses. I've probably watched a dozen videos like this over the last couple days. But this one in particular had some really good step-by-step, here's how you do this specific portion and here's why you do it this way. And so that's what I was gonna try to copy, except I wanted to beef it up a little bit, just because I like to make things a little bit ridiculous. And as far as like the color scheme, I think it looks good. And there's certain parts of this that I think turned out pretty well, but overall it's not good. And it doesn't really work the way I had planned. So it's a fail, but I don't really count that as a bad thing, because this is a craft I'm new at. Like if I had been welding, something where I'm actually trained in that, or building something out of wood that, I've got 20 years experience doing that, and I failed this way, that might be a little discouraging. But this isn't. But I am going to do this again, probably with different materials. I think the waxed canvas might have been a bit much, and the zipper, I totally screwed that up. And even though it's a fail, since I did record all the video, I'm going to show that to you now. It is all sped up. I go back and forth on whether or not I like sped up video, but in this case, where the project didn't really work out, it seemed like that was probably the best way to go. There's not anything in this version of it that I'd really want to show anybody as far as hey, try it this way, because ultimately it didn't really work. But it was fun. It's good practice. And here it is. Not that great. But for the first time, like making an actual bag that was meant to be used, I think it's okay. I will save it as just kind of a demonstration of where things started, and hopefully down the road they'll get much better. I think I need to rewatch her video a couple times, specifically about the zipper tabs. I think that's my biggest problem. And shortening this metal zipper, I've never shortened a zipper before, so I mean, for a first time, I guess it mostly works, but it's not that great. But hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? I wanted to show the fail because in the YouTube world, or really even in TV, it's really easy to make things look perfect because all the screw ups, you can edit that out, you can toss that project in the burn pile, you can start over and make it look like there was never any mistakes. And really, that's just not real life for most of us. And especially where this is a craft I'm just starting in, I wanted to show that, you know, this isn't like when I made that cabriole leg table for my grandma. That turned out pretty well. There actually were mistakes in that, but you'll never see them. And I don't remember if I included those in the video. Doesn't matter. This time, there are mistakes. I have learned from them, and hopefully I get better. And I would hope that everybody else kind of has that same attitude too, that if you screw up, just do it again. Try to learn from where you screwed up and do it better. So thanks for watching. If you're one of my subscribers, thanks for being one of the 10,000. Still think that's kind of cool. If you're not, and you want to see some of the stuff I do in my shop, go ahead, please subscribe. And, you know, hit the bell if you want to find out when new stuff comes out, which lately is every Sunday morning. Because according to the YouTube analytics, that's when I get the most viewership is Sunday mornings. Don't know why. And I haven't decided yet, I'm still kicking this around. I might be changing the channel name. So if you see my face, but a different channel, it's probably still the same thing, just because, and I've probably mentioned this in a couple of the recent videos, because I've gotten so much more into welding and now I'm doing sewing and all these other things. Sawdust is Life doesn't really makes sense anymore because it's not just about the wood anymore. Probably going to switch it to the actual business name. We'll see. Don't be surprised if that comes up in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. And we'll see you next time.